What's up, guys? Tate here. So, this is a race that I have been looking forward to for a long time. This is the first ever Muddy Waters GP. It's been a little while since I've done a GP. I think it was the end of July that was the last one I did. So, yeah, it's been a while, but I'm excited for this one. I'm ready to race. There's 20 guys in the 12 to 29C class. Let's get this thing underway. If you've never watched one of my GP videos before, then go back, watch all my previous GP races, because if you don't, then you're not going to understand a thing. No, just kidding. I'll explain everything real quick. So, a GP is a race with two motos. Now, the motos contain grass track, motocross track, and easy woods trails. The first moto, as you guys just saw, is a dead engine start. Second moto is a live engine start. And today, both motos are 5 laps because the laps are very fast. So, you saw I had a somewhat decent start, and we start on the motocross track and we go into this grass track here. Nothing too difficult. This is kind of at an angle, so you got to watch yourself and watch the back end, see it so it doesn't slip out on you. And then you go into this tight wood section here. This is uphill, and I kind of lost myself a little bit there, so lost some momentum. We come back out onto the motocross track here, and you'll see my lack of riding this year really impacted my racing abilities on this track, because last year I really, or at least I thought I had this track down, and this year it's almost like it's my first time on this track again. But regardless, we come back into the woods here, and this part was one of my favorite parts of the track. This is a nice, open, fast section of woods. Nothing too hard or crazy, but it was awesome. The whole track was awesome. It was a very unique track. Now, I wish there were a little bit more woods, but um, I guess with the area and location, the woods is something that we're limited to, or that was limited when making this track. So we come back out onto the motocross track, and this right here is an area where I wish I was recording when we were doing practice, because that is a very steep face of a jump. And I didn't realize that, so in practice I kind of gunned it and just absolutely launched myself. Now I didn't crash, but it would have been cool to get a picture of that just because it was a pretty big jump. Now, it just drives home the point, though, that you have to be careful in practice because you don't really know what's coming and you don't want to end your day before the racing even starts. But there's a little bit of a grass track section by the motocross track, and now we're actually back on the motocross track. And you can kind of see here, last year I was easily clearing that jump, and this year, I don't know, it's almost like I've been riding scared, which is in part due to a lack of riding. So next year, definitely gonna ride more, and even in the closing days of this year. So we come to what is usually the 50s track for a normal day at Muddy Waters, but they incorporated this into the GP track, which is awesome. Just a couple of small singles and then some turns with some pretty deep berms. But some guy behind me gave me a rev, letting me know that he wants me to move over for him, and which I did, because there are some guys that are still racing for points and didn't want to hold anyone up. But right here, this mulch pile, that was that was slippery, and you can see a guy crash in front of me, and I made the exact same mistake. Now, Eric, before the race, told me don't go to the inside because it is slippery and you will fall. And of course, what do? Well, I go to the inside and I fell. So that sucks, but honestly, not much really happens for this first moto. It was a fast class and a fast track, so I didn't really catch up to anyone after following down. And we finish up the first lap here. So since nothing really happens, we're gonna uh, fast forward to the last lap here, or the end of the last lap. So come to the last few turns, and I finished 17th of 20. So not the greatest finish, but hey, I finished, and we still have another moto. So guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you in Moto 2.